Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Ba'asham, YAHAWASHI, Ba'asham, Rakak Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to my Akim, Wakawathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson, and today this is gonna kind of be a video, more of an anecdote, or a learn from me type of lesson. So the inspiration to do this lesson actually comes from Elder Apostle Tahar, if I am not mistaken, but because I was watching this video, and he made the warning, be mindful of regurgitating Israelites out there. Okay, so now the thing is, there's a lot of different points, and thankfully, the spirit of and power of Yahweh, I actually wrote them down. So, basically, there's a lot of things. So the first thing is, number one, regurgitation is actually something that I was doing. Regurgitating, like breakdowns and whatnot, is actually something that I was doing early on in my early days in the being in this truth, quote unquote. The reason why I say quote unquote, because like in my early times, I had never even heard of GMS. That's number one. And number two, I literally just thought that all the different camps all thought the same. They all said the same thing. They all agreed on everything. But obviously that was, I guess, too much of a wishful thinking. So as a result, I just thought that as an Israelite, as a Hebrew Israelite, what we were supposed to do is, I guess, go around and debating people. All right. And as a result, I would it sounds corny and cringe, but I would basically like try to find people, okay, one-on-one setting, because I was, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be straight up. I was bitch made, and I was bitch made at the time in the sense that I couldn't handle multiple people, trying to contend the fate. I can only handle one person at a time, and that's, again, like I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna put up front like I just did not know the scriptures as well as I thought I did back then. So I would just be like, oh, but look at this and look at this, and for the most part, I was able to, in a general sense, still come out on top, because at the end of the day, you can't disprove a truth. Okay, so even though I didn't have the 100% truth, I didn't have the understanding on the whole truth, a majority of the things that I was able to show and prove still came out on top, because again, this is the truth. All right, so with that goes into the whole regurgitation thing, and as well as the problems with it. Okay, so there were times when I would get stumped. They would say like, oh, but what about the context in this? Like, I guess, for example, let's actually get that, I guess. Romans 9. Well, fuck. I guess I can't really think of a precept at the moment. Okay, well, I'll just use this as an example. Okay, so let's see, where are we? Over here, down in Romans chapter 9, verse 25. Okay. No, Romans chapter 9, verse 24. Okay, even us whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. Okay, so over here, your average person would say, oh, right then and there, I caught you. Okay, and I guess for simplicity, in an instance like this, I would just be straight up stumped, and then I would not have anything else to say. Even though I could go and show even though I can go and show, Matthew 15:24, Yahawashi, he said, but he answered and said, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So it's very clear like that. And then it would lead to, okay, well, now this is just a contract. We can't really fully, number, both sides don't understand. Both sides can't explain their side, okay? And this leads me to my first precept, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 2. I have fed you with milk and not with meat, but for hitherto ye were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. So now the thing is that this more specifically, Romans 9:24, that would be considered meat. It's something that's a bit hard to understand. But us as babes, okay, us as babes, we're not able to eat meat yet. Like our teeth didn't grow out yet. Okay, what we need now in our early stages is milk. Okay, and that's the thing. We need to be building up a foundation. Okay, building up a foundation in this truth, and we do that with the simple stuff first. Okay, let me get this as well. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Okay, the milk is the more simple topics. Okay, just straight up understanding and learning about the history of the Israelites and whatnot. And then, as time goes on and you grow and you continue to grow in this truth, okay, then you can get into these more complicated things. Like, okay, why does it say not of the Jews only but also of the Gentiles? Okay, which I'm not gonna go in all over because I don't want to freaking lose my train of thought or lose my placing. So, but yeah, you can definitely find some videos. As a matter of fact, I literally have a video. Like one of my earliest videos. Okay. You can literally go videos, oldest first, and then you'll see it. Anyway, something about Gentiles. It should say Gentiles in the title. Moving on. Let's see. So yeah, basically, not understanding the context, but just going straight to the meat. That's a problem, and then you are going to be caught with your pants down if you don't have and build up that full context. Which one thing I need to advise is that us brothers read the entirety of the scriptures front to back, Genesis all the way to Revelation. Okay, even the Apocrypha too. I had to do that. All right, I did that one time, front start to finish, and then not all at once, but just take some time out of your day to at least read 4, 5, 7 in a spiritual sense, a complete number of chapters a day. Okay, take some time out to read, so then you can understand and learn about the history. And it's the same if you're reading a normal book. Okay, and you take time out of your day to, okay, let me read what's going on, or let me watch this movie. And in that same sense, you're familiarizing yourself with our history. Okay, and you should be able to learn it just as you would learn any other form of media that you normally consume. Okay, just like a movie, and you're able to talk about each and every single detail. We should be able to talk about each and every single detail. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. In the scripture. Okay, what happened with in the life of King David? Okay, what happened with Joshua? What happened with Noah? Okay, do we even know who Joshua is? Do you even know? I don't know. Just like different, all these different ancestors. Okay, are you familiarizing yourself? Are you, like not even just recalling it off the top of your head, but if someone said, "Oh yeah, you know the story of Job," then you can recall, say, "Oh yeah, you know what? I do remember." And the third happened. Okay. So yeah, basically build a foundation so that you are able to understand the context. Okay. But there's more that goes into it. Let's go and over here. Is this it? Acts chapter 17, verse 11. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. Now, Elder Apostle Tahar did actually go into that. Okay, after you're learning, after you hear something, are you going and checking? Are you going and verifying? Because what they did, or Slakia, I'm not gonna speak for myself. I'm never gonna. It's not even about IUIC or whoever else. I'm gonna be talking about me. I'm gonna use myself as an example. All right, because I fucked up. I can admit that. Okay, and I was bitch made. Now I don't even need to lie about it or anything like that. Okay, but making that change, that's the thing. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, when I was watching the videos, all I did was hear something, note it down, which I actually have a notebook, which I can't show obviously, but I do have a notebook of a whole bunch of different, not necessarily precepts. Well, yes, precepts, but at the same time, kind of like explanation, definitions, and stuff like that. So that if I ever just don't know something, I can just go refer to it, or not. I don't want to say lessons, but basically understanding for certain breakdowns, as well as definitions for certain words. Like I don't know. I would have to look at the definition, but I do have like it is a bit of a pseudo dictionary, spiritual pseudo dictionary. All right. But yeah, basically, as the scriptures say, search the scriptures daily. Things were so. The thing is, for me, there was I remember this. Okay, because this was super embarrassing. Possessors, slave. Over here. At the time, okay, so Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5, okay? At the time, all right, when I was watching, and yeah, I have to put them on blast for this, cuz I think it was well used, but at the same time, like, if as someone who did kind of regurgitate, who was a regurgitating Israelite, I will say, like, this, they kind of did me dirty, and it was a WFI. They took this scripture and they basically used it to what's the word, in semblance for modern day Babylon. Okay, and when I was speaking to a Christian pastor, okay, and I was, I guess, trying to show him, okay, this, that, and the third. I showed him this thing, and it's like, oh yeah, isn't not the modern day police killing killing so-called black people and holding themselves not guilty. Okay, Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Okay, right, like right then, right there, it sounds right. But then if they just, all they have to do is just go into the context, which they did, and they say, oh, look at this, actually not in coordinates with modern day Babylon or Babylon. It's for specifically this instance, so you can't use that. And then I was very embarrassed to be, caught like that and make it seem like I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Overall, I will say that I still made more sense at the end of the day. Just losing one, I guess, a bullet in a loaded gun, or having them take away one bullet in a loaded gun. That's not really like, I mean, you can still kill someone with a gun and it's not fully loaded. So, anyway, metaphorically speaking, of course, but that's just an example of how you're just a regurgitating Israelite and you're not aware of the full context of stuff. Okay, and it's a very funny thing now. Okay, because now I'm a lot more familiar with the scriptures. Like I said before, I read the entirety of the Bibles, New Testament, Old Testament, Apocrypha, everything, at least once, and I'm currently, I'm not reading it start to finish. I'm just reading random order if I can see something, and I've been and through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, I have been able to find lessons to do. Okay, is this recording? Am I Slakia? All right, call line YAHAWASHI. I am recording. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, that's basically the thing. We're not we need to be familiar with this stuff. We can't just be regurgitating. And if you don't have a proper foundation, just maybe start at studying before you try to go act tough, act like, oh, I'm that person. I want to be the next fucking biblical defender, master debater, and whatnot. Which we're not supposed to be. We should not be debating. We do contend for the faith, but it tends to be not as helpful to debate people. All right. As the scriptures say, let me get that. Matthew chapter 24, I believe. Yes, verse 4. You are chosen. Okay, so a lot of people are going to hear the word, but only few are going to actually be able to receive it. Okay, moving on. This should be your main priority. This is your main obligation. This is your God. Slakia. YAHAWASHI is your God because Yahweh is your God. And that is what is the most important to you. All right. That's what you think. That's how we should be thinking. Matthew chapter 6 verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So if your heart is in the spirit world, if your heart is then that's where you're going to be wanting to build up. Okay, that's where you are worshiping your God. Okay, yes, there are some obligations. We all have to eat. We all have to work to make ends meet and whatnot. But we shouldn't be striving to be rich in Esau's kingdom, or even be a part of Esau's kingdom like that. Okay, this world should be vexing to us. All right. Okay, perfect. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 7. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. So like this is a very super important thing. Okay? Are you going to spend all your life learning about everything? Okay? You can't, number one, you can't do that. And number two, they're going to let, if you are thinking, oh yeah, I want to learn about Islam, Judaism, all these other stuff, and that's going to get in the way of you learning about YAHAWASHI, which again, it falls under where does your heart lie? Where are you building up a foundation of knowledge, of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding it? Are you building it in another area, another God, or the one true, not Slakia, the Most High God, Yahawah, Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI? Okay, and that's the thing. We have to be putting in a lot of time into learning, and and that's the thing. Slakia. Every day, which the water, I'm actually able to say every day I do. And if I don't read, I watch videos. If I don't watch videos, I at least read. Okay, but lately, the Spirit and Power Yahawah, the water Yahawah, I've been both reading and watching brothers lessons. Okay, the water Yahawah, and I'm able to say that with all honesty. And there is no doubt in my mind. I have no doubt in my mind. I have been doing that. The water Yahawah, Yahawah, all right. But also, ever learning in the sense of, not just learning other things, but are you learning the milk? Are you getting the milk? Are you learning the foundation, building the foundation, or are you just, skipping to the hard parts? Okay, have a foundation first. Okay, and finally, a proper teacher. Acts chapter 8 verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. So you need to be learning from the proper teacher. You can't just be learning from anyone. Okay, and through the Spirit and Power of Yahawah, like, I'll speak for myself. Okay, I don't even know how long. I honestly don't know how long, but I know it's been more than a year, or I guess I want to say ever since I noticed I want to say, what's it called? The divide in doctrine, which actually was like a couple of years back. All right, the not the divide, the difference in doctrine. That's when I stopped learning, or basically for the most part unsubscribed from other channels, which we can go to my channel list. Yeah, most of these are GMS, if not GMS affiliate. Okay, and then some random channels. Anyway, but yeah, this is just my primarily my lessons channel. I have other channels and whatnot. Anyway, Slakia. What else? As I was saying, so yeah, make sure that you are learning, especially if like I guess like because the Spirit has been guiding the people, guiding the brothers and sisters in this truth to be talking about this, the main rehearsal, or it's like not the main rehearsal, the main event. Okay, not the rehearsal, but the main event, which is the MOTB. All right, and if when you heard how IUIC, they flip flop. Now I'm going to talk about them. they be flopping with, okay, we don't have the name. Oh, we have the name. Oh, we're in Jacob's trouble. Oh, we're not in Jacob's trouble. Oh, what's that other thing? Oh, the MOTB is sin. And then look at what's going on right now with the Arizona. Okay, and I did a lesson on that. All right, like all these things that just coming out to disprove, the false prophet. Okay, if you are able to see that, hey, look, and of the true prophets, GMS, okay, showing what's actually going on, then you need to, learn from the proper teachers. All right, and that's basically it. I hope this lesson was edifying. Just don't be regurgitating teacher, preacher, prophet. Okay, you can't just be like, okay, these are the bullet points and these are the packets. There's no issue with having notes. There's no issue with having a packet. What the fuck was that? There's no issue with having a packet, but that should not be where the core of your information lies. The core of your information, okay? You should be familiar with the information. You should know, okay, this is like a refresher. Like the packet reminds me of the talking points, okay? Just like, as a matter of fact, let me show you this, okay? Actually, let me edit this out right quick. Fuck, I can't show it. Never mind. Oh, I can. Okay, bear with me 1 second. I amend this. Okay, here. All right. Let me see if it's on the screen. All right. Now see this. These are all talking points, okay? This isn't lesson. This isn't what I said. And if this was my lesson, it would be a very short lesson if I just read these things word for word, okay? This is almost a 30-minute video so far, and hey, like this is just a talking point, okay? Like I said, bullet points. Number one, have bullet points, but they're not dictating what you say. It's not just this and then nothing else, or this and then you don't know what the rest of Matthew chapter 6 says, or you're not familiar with it, okay? Like, or you're not familiar with what is going to be said next or anything, okay? This is just a talking. This is just the the topic that you are going to be talking about. All right. So, that's to get into. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BaHaShem, YAHAWASHI, BaHaShem, RICANS. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Abad, Babal, and Shalom.